This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Jack Threads. Coming up on today's TRS, we tally up the results for our Oscar wager.
We are finally going to talk about the Oscars. This is
Correct.
all old news by this point, but
we wagered on it.
It's new
as
between
we do
us. That's right.
every year.
And Jeff, you unfortunately were up in GDC, as they're going to see.
Actually, I was traveling to GDC
Yep.
as the Oscars were on.
I see. And you didn't like tune in the radio, AM radio station to hear the announcement?
AM 540, Oscar time.
But Alex and I, we
Red
watched
carpet.
it, and
He's approaching the podium and he's about to receive.
He's still speaking. I think. Here comes the music and the scene.
And you probably have heard on past wagers that the Oscars are a big deal to me. You know, I don't attend any parties or get-togethers. I'd like to watch them by myself. I've done that every year since I was a kid.
Interesting.
First, I know that they don't mean anything. It's political and it's bought and blah 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 blah. But it's just a big deal to me.
Yeah. It's the Oscars.
You don't gotta defend it.
That being
Yeah.
said, I thought it was an awful. As someone who likes the Oscars, who doesn't really criticize it too often. I always enjoy it when other people don't like it. I really didn't like it.
Yeah, this was my least favorite in a long time.
And ratings were down big.
Yeah, and it was really clear. I think it kind of got off on the wrong foot because I was sort of like, wow, okay, these two. It was hosted by Anne Hathaway and James Franco, and I was like, well, they're not known. You know, like when Hugh Jackman hosted it, he's an old song and dance man from way back. I mean, like, you get that. You go, yeah, he started in comedy, you know, and dance and singing, you know what I mean? But these are just sort of like, they just picked two young Hollywood actors.
Well, she's a singer.
Yeah, but she's not, I would never go, oh, that makes sense. I went, well, this is weird. And then the, like, second line out of their mouth, they went, well, we're trying to get the youth watching. I mean, they literally said why they were stunt cast as hosts of the Oscars.
But I don't even think that was a problem. I think the problem was it wasn't funny.
Well,
like,
yeah.
I don't even think their performance was, their performance wasn't great, but the words they were saying and the sketches in the beginning that were like, wannabe MTV movie. The MTV movie word sketches are way funnier than even they were doing.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, didn't Billy Crystal do that exact same thing before MTV did it?
Yeah, Billy Crystal came out and was hilarious.
Yeah, he was
no,
a ray
I'm
of
saying
sunshine.
And they do it every. I think even Alec Baldwin made that. I mean, but these kids. I mean, it was
just
not
didn't,
funny.
It just didn't
was
fit.
not funny.
It felt like I don't need any of this bantery bullshit.
Yeah.
Just say, look, these are the people that you like.
Well,
They're
actually,
in a room. Do it.
I typically love the bantery bullshit, but
Who's
I
your,
know,
it
but
wasn't
I'm just
funny.
saying.
who's your dream host for the Academy Awards?
I wish that they would just stick with Billy Crystal, honestly.
Just until he croaks?
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah, why
he
not?
even came out and he was great when he was.
well, maybe he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay, but I still have that dream. I don't have to force him to. I don't have to incept him to
You
do the
clearly want to
Oscars.
chain Billy Crystal
dream?
to the Kodak Theater.
Who's your dream host then?
Well, I would love to. I mean, I liked the idea of trying out Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin. I thought that was an awesome kind of pairing because those are both comedian types. And I loved Jon Stewart. I think Stephen Colbert could be awesome.
None of them want to do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who probably does want to? Oh,
I was kidding.
Amazing.
I thought maybe you had conversations.
Amazing.
we should
Anyway, so let's get into it. So we wagered, we tallied our votes.
Yes.
Let's run through the system here.
Oh, that way?
Alex, how many did you get right?
Correct answers.
I got 9 correct answers.
I see.
Really?
Yeah, 9 correct answers.
Jeff, how many did you get right?
13.
You did?
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you, Jeffrey.
I got 12.
Jeffrey,
No
good
way.
night.
You know what did it for me?
Are you sure you got 13?
I checked my work.
Let me see.
Yeah, he just did it. It wasn't even like.
Because you got Alice in Wonderland
Twice.
Major. Oh,
Oh,
that's
that was
it. That's it.
That's major.
Alice in Wonderland twice.
Yeah, that's major.
And Wolfman on makeup.
And there was contention.
crazy.
All those things. I was like, there's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, and I also.
So what were the big surprises for you guys? I mean, I think you just nailed two
Well,
of
those
the
are
biggest.
two big surprises.
The fact that Alice in Wonderland got. I mean, but
You know what else is a surprise? Alice in Wonderland is the second highest grossing movie of the year.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't have any
I know what you
knowledge
mean.
of that.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. That guy. Internationally, probably.
I think domestic as well.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, it was
What
also
were your big
pretty
surprises,
intense.
Alex? What were
I think the Wolfman For visual effects?
Because he didn't watch it.
Inception won visual effects.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
makeup.
The reason why
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
why you said that, the little Freudian slip you just made, because they play the clip when Rick Baker wins for makeup. Every clip they showed was CG. They didn't show him in his final make.
Really?
Literally,
Yeah.
he wins, and they show the transformation, and it's all computer generated.
Yeah. It's very
Bizarre.
weird.
And that's my point too about the art direction. That yes, they make the choices, but the thing that people are seeing they're kind of elicited
Yeah.
into awarding.
Yeah.
Aren't really
The one where
on
the
the
guy's
shoulders
like,
of the art director.
Yeah.
And
The one where the guy's having the conversation with the wolf and he's like, huh? And he looks like he's covered in plastic. That's what you gave an Oscar to.
Yeah.
Not the cool in the thing with the hands and knuckles,
Right.
you know.
Right. What? Any other?
Well, I think Melissa Leo. Alex was the only person that picked Melissa Leo.
She was awesome,
which
that's
was
why.
great. She was fucking awesome. I
Yes,
believe is the
I believe that's what
Melissa
they
Leo.
said.
is,
So you heard it on
right.
AM.
Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
one headline from the show. Yes, Dan, I did get
Amazing.
that.
I'll tell you what I was delighted by was the best editing going to Social Network, not because
It was the best editing.
he's one of the greatest. He's the idol of any commercial. Someone who works in commercials. He's one of the greatest commercial editors to win an award for a movie. But really, because it wasn't most. It was elegant.
There's an argument to be made for stories within stories.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like
Smash cut
Yeah,
this and
it was
zip cut
very
that.
elegantly
Yeah.
edited, and I
Interesting.
thought that was really cool.
I think the one thing we should talk about
Is the king sweep?
is the King Sweep, because
King
none of us
Sweep.
got that right.
Done. Yeah.
And it's a
That's
shame
ending.
because Best Director and Best Picture
I
were
hadn't
both worth
even-
100 points in our game, and none of us got. I'm just kidding.
I think if the DGAs happened literally the weekend after we taped our show,
But
and I would have.
It's better.
No brainer.
That's better because it's
Yeah.
better because we had a more pure
Yeah.
selection process.
Yeah.
We weren't tainted
I was
by
surprised.
other
I still
awards.
haven't actually seen the King's Speech, so I was waiting to see it when Heather got back from Africa. So now I'm going to watch it.
It's one
I'm
of
very
my,
excited.
on my top
all
5
the,
list
all
this
the
year.
Yeah,
all the stuff.
I definitely was disheartened by that winning.
Why?
Especially for
You didn't
director.
like it?
Liked it.
I liked it, but it's the least favorite of probably the 10, unless I'm missing a 10th. And missing anything on those 10 nominees. And certainly the directing is my least favorite part of that movie.
I haven't seen it.
I
but
love
the
the
clips I've seen-
writer's speech that he
Yeah,
gave.
that was great.
Maybe you're attributing directing
were
to
some-
something else.
Interesting.
Maybe. I don't think so, though.
The
Yeah.
performances are all spectacular. and I'm
Yeah,
sure the
yeah,
director
yeah.
had something to do with that.
Yeah. I completely agree with that.
What were you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at my list here, and I'm thinking there's no really other surprises here.
Well, I think that's one of the criticisms of the whole awards
Yeah.
night is that it was sort of just like most people expected. There weren't any big surprises.
I think they could go back to 5 Best Picture nominees.
I agree.
I really don't think
feels
that they're
silly.
doing what they think they were going to do by adding 5 superfluous nominees.
Yeah.
Because you really, whenever you look at the list of the 10 Best Pictures, you really whittle it down to like 4 anyway.
You
And it's
whittle
not
it down
even
to the 5 that were nominated
that
for directing.
really got
Let me ask
nominated.
you
Yeah.
this. Do you think they should eliminate Best Animated Feature and just smush all the animated?
No. Because then no animated feature. I mean, no animated.
Well, maybe Toy Story
3
would have won.
That is,
Maybe.
there's no way. There's no way.
I don't know. It's a fascinating.
I feel like
topic for
I
discussion.
feel like
I think
that
you-
just makes the animated features not win Academy Awards.
Well,
in my
but Toy
opinion.
Story is so good
something to that.
it was removed from the discussion because it had its own award. And so maybe it would have messed some stuff up more. You know, it's sort of like the BCS with college football. It's like when stuff starts getting messed up, that's when people are like, well, maybe we should change the system.
Yeah.
And if you were forced to discuss that in the context of those other movies instead of going, well, it's not going to win because it's got its own award that it's going to win. Maybe
Yeah, I don't think
it
that
might have a possibility.
Well, but I also
listening to
feel
that.
like that's what they say now because there is an award. Before it would be, well, it can't win. It's an animated movie.
I wish
You know what I
I-
mean? Like I'm worried it would just go back to, well, that can't win because it's an animated movie. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
But then
maybe.
again, so
But I
what?
think that they have gotten so good and they're so recognized, and I mean, it was the highest-grossing movie of the year. I think
Best reviewed movie of all time. Yeah.
I think it could have made it more interesting, but maybe
Yeah,
not.
maybe.
I
I
somewhat
think
agree
it
with
just
that.
would have taken away the Academy Award from Toy Story.
It's possible.
You know what I mean? Because I
possible.
mean,
But they should call the Best Animated Picture the Pixar Award, the annual Pixar
has
Award.
Pixar always
No,
won
it
it?
was I think Shrek won
Shrek
the first
won.
year. Yeah, because they said that in the
Oh, yeah,
evening.
right.
But then
yeah.
they won the 5 consecutive years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered though if they had. When I was younger, I had a big bugaboo. I wish that they awarded.
Bugaboo?
Did you get that removed?
I wish they had.
that your ski
I wish they
jacket?
had other. I wish they had genres. I wish they had best action.
What's up,
director,
90s
best
Columbia
whatever, because I
jacket
feel
titles?
Like John Woo would never get an award, but what he was doing in movies was way better and different than any of the other. You know what I mean? Like, and that guy will never see an award just because you eat popcorn when you watch that flick.
Oh,
you know?
man, how do you go through life without an award?
Yeah.
And then you say
swimming
that
in your
and you
money.
realize this entire
just swimming in
conversation
your
was
money. Just all your Van Damme dinners.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, there you go. That's the Academy Award.
I'd give every Academy Award I've ever won for one Van Damme dinner.
That's a Van Damme good steak.
All right. So there we go.
Hey. So remember to stick around for this day in rad history, but first we want to thank our sponsors, Jack Threads. We all know that most guys don't like to go shopping for clothes. They don't like
hate
to
it.
leave the house, go to the store, look all over the place to find the one or two things that are cool. Well, luckily that era is now finally over because there is Jack Threads. Jack Threads is a members-only online shopping club that does your dirty work for you, saves you a boatload of cash each day. Jack Threads serves up the hottest new indie brands, huge discounted price. We're talking 80% off, all that great new stuff.
awesome.
They've got amazing brands, Kid Robot, The Hundreds, and American Apparel, way less than you find anywhere else. Now, Jack Threads is a private club, but luckily the Totally Rad Show has got yourself a hookup. You can get access to these awesome deals. Just go to jackthreads.com/TRS. You'll get to skip the wait list and log in right away. Oh yeah, also, did we mention it's free? We did.
Free!
Just then. Free. jackthreads.com/TRS.
I actually did this, and I get an email every day with the new Jack Thread stuff, and it's cool because you get to see like all the cool,
New
hot
stuff.
clothes.
I like it. All right, people. We'll see you tomorrow.
Don't miss tomorrow's show when we discuss some news from GDC.
So today is March 7th, and on this day in rad history in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell received the patent for the telephone. First off, successful because of his first name, I think.
Alexander.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Would you wish you could be like, hey, Alexander Graham Bell, check this shit out. Ready to get your mind blown?
Well, first off, not only just Alexander Graham Bell, but anybody in the subsequent
in the
years.
Yeah, but like the
76.
direct descendant of what you invented is this,
Yeah.
and we all
Yeah.
have them. Every human being on the planet
Yeah.
wants one.
That is kind of
And that's
crazy.
only a little bit over 100 years ago. 130 years ago, 140 years ago. That's kind of nuts. It's pretty nuts.